All right. So today we're going to learn about ratios and proportions, which is the next part of our learning journey. So what we want to do is do the ratios 2/3 and 1/18 form a proportion. Okay, so a proportion means that the two ratios are going to be uh, equal, or they're going to give you the same. If I simplify the proportions, they're going to give you the same decimal, right? Are the ratios the same? Okay. So for instance, is 2/3 and 1/18 proportional? Okay. So how am I going to do this? Well, what I have to do is if I simplify 1/18 and 2/3, are they the same? Okay. Well, 2/3, is that already simplified? Can I simplify this any further? No, right? Because 2/3 is already simplified. I can't divide I can't divide any of these two numbers by the same. And 1/18 is already simplified, right? Because you can't divide one by anything. Okay. So the ratios form a proportion? No, because 2/3 and 1/18 is not going to form a proportion. So I would say no. Okay, my next question. Do the ratios 6/7 and 7/6 form a proportion? Well, we know that 7 is a prime number, right? I can't simplify 7, right? There's nothing that multiplies into 7 that's going to give me the same number. So again, this is going to be a no because I can't simplify these. Okay, do the ratios 1/10? Well, 1/10, right? 1 is prime, so I can't think of, but I could simplify 8 and 12. So let's think about it. What numbers go into both 8 and 12? If you have a chart, I would like a multiplication chart, I would advise you to use this, or you could just go into Google, write in multiplication chart, and it's going to come up. So what numbers go into 8 and 12? Well, 8 divided by 12, let's see, 2 goes into both, right? So I could simplify. 8 divided by 2 will be 4. So I'm going to have 4 over, what's 12 divided 2? 12 divided 2 is 6, okay. But can't I simplify this further? Well, yeah, because 2 goes into both, right? So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now 2/3 is simplified. So there's 1/10 and 2/3. Is that the same proportion? Once again, that's a no, okay? So once again, you would say no, okay? Here we have another one. We have 7/14 and 3/6. So let's think about it. What numbers are going to go into 7 and 14? Now, if you have your multiplication chart, you can look and search for 7 and then see if there is a way you get 14. And if you look, you see pretty quickly that 2 times 7 is 14. So you know that 7 is going to go into both 7 and 14, right? So 7 divided by 7 is 1. And 14 divided by 7 is 2. Okay? Now let's think about 3 and 6. What two numbers go into 3 and 6? Well, the only two numbers that go into 3 are 1 and 3, right? But does 3 go into 6? Yeah, it does, right? So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I'm left with 1/2 and 1/2. In that case, are these proportional? Yes, they would be. Now, I will just say that the other way you can do this is you can write them in your calculator. For instance, you can put in your calculator, or if you don't have one, just do it on your Chromebook. All right. 7 divided by 8 is going to give me 0.875. 6 divided by 7 is going to give me 0.857. Now, they don't give me the same numbers, so in that case, they are not proportional. So you hit no. Ooh, solving for proportions now. Okay, now it's getting a little more difficult. Now, to solve for proportions, what you have to do is cross multiply. So cross multiplying is something that you probably have done last year, but we're just going to go over it and making sure. So what we want to make sure is that this is going to end up being proportional to each other. So what we have to do is cross multiply. We're going to do s times 20, right? And that gives me 20s, and that's going to equal to, now we're going to cross multiply these two numbers, right? And that's going to give me 10 times 10, which is 100. Okay, so then I just want to solve for s. I'm going to do we'll divide by 20, right? I want to get the s by itself. I'm going to divide by 20. So s is going to equal 100 divided by 20. I can put that in my calculator, and it's going to be 5. Okay? So s equals 5. So at that point, I say s equals 5, and I submit. Okay, let's do one more. Okay. Just going to erase this here. So I have cross multiplication, right? So let's do this in blue. Let's change the colors up. Q times 18 is going to give me 18Q. And that's going to equal 15 times 6, which is going to give me 90. Right? And to solve this, I'm going to do 90 divided by 18. Right? Because I need to get Q by itself. And if I do 90 divided by 18, once again, in my calculator, right, I'm going to end up getting another 5. So another 5 is my answer. Okay, so this is where we're going to stop. I didn't sign in, so it's going to stop me. What I want you to do is know that it is called 8.1 ratios and proportions. Okay, it's going to be assigned to you with the gold star. It's going to be a teacher recommended skill. Work on it. If you have any problems, right, if this is confusing, please sign up for an office hour where I can go over this and we can continue learning this skill. All right, thank you.